My online dating turned into a real-life disaster when I discovered my boyfriend was actually my hellish boss. I panicked, deleted my account overnight and fled. Days later, Ryan pinned me against the wall. "You tricked me into online dating and then ghosted? Did you forget I majored in computer science?" He growled. "I can hack your devices in under 3 minutes." It all started when I connected with this guy named Iron Warrior in programming forums. Corny username aside, he was the real deal, a coding genius worshipped as forum royalty. Since I needed help with work projects, I shamelessly slid into his DMs daily, determined to charm this untouchable legend into being my free tutor. At first, Ryan only replied to 1 out of every 5 messages. After 2 months of relentless flirting, I finally cracked his icy exterior. Now he's my virtual sweetheart. Whenever work problems arise, I'd casually ask, "Baby, I'll get you the coolest gift when we meet," keeping him hooked with empty promises. "Sweetheart, I'm free this weekend. Let's meet?" Ryan texted recently, having morphed from aloof guru to clingy boyfriend after months of my coaxing. "Sure, babe. Let's meet at City Center Plaza. What's your number?" I replied confidently, knowing my looks would seal his eternal devotion once we met face to face. My blood froze as I typed his number into my contacts. The digits matched my boss Ryan Grant's cell exactly. Triple checking changed nothing. My online prince was the same tyrant who overloaded me with work. The man who made interns cry during crunch weeks. The demon CEO who somehow thought online dating his own employee was acceptable. My first foray into digital romance had imploded spectacularly. All those coding god compliments and baby pet names wasted on my workplace nemesis. Why would a wealthy executive even bother with virtual relationships? Catfish. I fumed, conveniently forgetting I'd pursued him first. Now what? Ryan Grant wasn't just any boss, he was an actual supervillain who'd retain employees through a brutal combo of 50% above market salaries and soul-crushing workloads. Last month's bonus bought me a new car, but required surviving his minor revisions that always meant all-nighters. Frantically, I posted on Reddit, "Accidentally dating my CEO online? Help!" Replies flooded in frowny face. "Congrats on your future promotion to first lady of the company. Where do I find these romance-ready billionaires? Is the boss hot? If he is, become his wife. If not, block and delete him immediately. Better yet, delete your own account to cover your tracks. Gotta make sure he can't trace it back to you. Wanna see if the boss is hot? Same. Need to know if the boss is hot." 10 minutes later, "Is the boss hot?" became the top-voted comment. The world truly runs on gossip. Staring at these ridiculous online replies, I spent 10 whole minutes deliberating before deciding to nuke my account and disappear. Romance? Who needs it when there's a career at stake? Love? Please, a fat paycheck matters way more. I'm not about to get fired over this. Let's pretend it never happened. So that night, I scrubbed every trace of myself from the account and deleted it. Why didn't I want to be the boss's wife? Simple, the guy's a total tyrant. Putting up with his micromanaging at work is bad enough, I refuse to deal with it in my personal life too. The next morning, the moment I stepped into the office, Lucy from reception sidled up to me with a conspiratorial grin. "Alice, watch what you say today." Why? Did the boss find out I catfished him? Am I getting fired? Ryan's in a mood. He showed up super early. Face like an iceberg. I brought him coffee earlier, and he nearly bit my head off. I think he got dumped. Gossip, humanity's oldest pastime. And usually spot on. Lucy, the office busybody, had actually nailed it. After I ghosted him last night, of course he was dumped. But would someone as cold and workaholic as Ryan actually lose his cool over a breakup? Alice? Why are you loitering? Check the time, get to work unless you want a pay cut. Ryan's voice snapped behind me, making me jump. Lucy and I were just looking for the client's invoice from yesterday. I stammered, shooting Lucy a frantic look. My eyes flicked to Ryan, black slacks. Crisp white shirt. The most basic outfit somehow transformed into a runway look. Broad shoulders. Narrow waist. 6'3" with legs for days. Topped off with gold-rimmed glasses. Total wolf in sheet clothing. Lucy, bless her, handed me a package. The game bug test is starting soon. Go prep. Ryan would chew me out with or without reason. I walked right into this mess. At least I'd already torched that account. If he ever found out I was his online fling, he'd skin me alive. By lunch, the entire office knew Ryan had been dumped. Gossip spreads faster than wildfire and gets wilder by the minute. Word is Ryan got broken up with this morning. No way. I heard they had a fight. Wrong. My source says he got cheated on. Seriously? Is your tea legit? 100% fresh tea. Within hours. The story warped from dumped to Ryan Grant, CEO. Left heartbroken and betrayed. By the time I grabbed my lunch, the narrative had fully morphed into Ryan got ghosted and cuckolded. The office grapevine, where facts go to die spectacularly. As the person in question, how come I'm the last to know? Stop spreading nonsense. This is slander. I glared at my colleagues gossiping over lunch, determined to defend Ryan. Most importantly, I never cheated on him. These insufferable office gossips needed to be stopped before their rumors spiraled further. Come on, Alice. We're not making this up. One coworker insisted. I literally overheard Ryan on a call this morning saying he got dumped. By that logic, isn't that basically being cheated on? A guy who's always buried in work. No wonder his girlfriend left. A male colleague chimed in. These days, girls want attention more than money. What's the point of dating a workaholic? I mentally rolled my eyes. So Ryan took a phone call, and suddenly the whole office thinks he's heartbroken? Just drop it. Okay? I faked concern. If Ryan hears this, you're all dead meat. If this rumor kept spreading, my cover would be blown, literally. After lunch, I hunched at my desk, brainstorming damage control. My phone buzzed, a message from Ryan, prepped to join me for a client meeting. He's still functioning after that heartbreak drama? And why me? He usually brings the tech director. Did he figure me out? 10 minutes later, I nervously slid into Ryan's car. He stayed silent the entire drive. So maybe I was safe, for now. Ryan. I ventured cautiously. I didn't have time to prepare. Who are we meeting? Relax. It's just finalizing a contract. Take notes on their requirements. I nodded like an obedient chick. At the client's office, Ryan sealed a $500,000 deal in 30 minutes. Calm. Sharp. Effortlessly charming, he even had the clients laughing during signatures. I'll admit, his professionalism was compelling. 9 out of 10. Easy. My role? Human typewriter. I clacked away, documenting every detail. On the drive back, Ryan suddenly asked, Alice, have you ever dated anyone? My heart skipped. No. I'm always working. No time for that. What kind of person would you date? Someone I like. I lied through my teeth. Where was this going? Why would a woman ghost someone? Block them? Even delete her account without explanation? Oh. He was seeking dating advice from me. Of all people. Typical Ryan. Work obsessed. Socially clueless. I pretended to ponder. Maybe her boyfriend found out. I immediately wanted to slap myself. What the hell is this? It clearly implies Ryan was cheated on. Wait. No, actually. He's the one who cheated. His entire face fell instantly. You think so too? Ryan scowled. Don't pretend you didn't hear the gossip during lunch. You also think I got dumped for someone else? No. You're the one who cheated. I blurted before correcting myself. The subject matters here, it's a huge difference. What else? Ryan pressed viciously. Any other brilliant theories? What else could there be? Sweating bullets. I scrambled to avoid career suicide. When your CEO demands relationship advice, you magically become a certified love guru overnight. Maybe she lied to you. I half confessed, dancing around the truth. If he's clueless, mixing facts with fiction might snap him out of this obsession. Sure, catfishing him was wrong, but I never planned this. My feelings were genuine once we started talking. Okay. Maybe I initially wanted free access to his premium relationship forums, but only because his advice was fire. The man literally posts disclaimers like knowledge deserves payment. Perhaps she targeted you as an up-and-coming tech mogul. I bullshitted further. Classic gold digger move. A scammer? Ryan murmured, his handsome face twisting with doubt. You truly believe that? Just brainstorming here. You'd know the details better than me. Ryan. His silence grew heavier. After dropping me at the office, he drove off alone. Watching his lonely taillights fade, guilt gnawed at me. Please don't do anything drastic over a breakup. Working late at home. I jumped when my phone rang, Ryan's contact flashing. Boss. The project's halfway done. I'll email. Hi. This is Sichuan Hot Pot downtown. A stranger's voice cut in. Hot Pot, isn't this my supervisor's number? You're Alice. The assistant? Your boss is wasted here. We close in 30 minutes. What? Drunk at a hot pot joint? Heartbreak bender? Grabbing keys. I sped downtown in my beat-up sedan. The staff was mopping floors when I arrived. There sat Ryan, slumped across a booth with a dozen empty beer bottles, attended by a patient waiter. Thanks for watching him. I tipped generously, checked his wallet, and hauled him into the passenger seat. Seriously? One breakup turns you into this mess? I muttered while buckling him in. Since when did Mr. Logic over emotions become such a drama queen? Over $500. That's 2 months' worth of breakfast money. I stared at the receipt, already planning to demand reimbursement from Ryan tomorrow. Who knew the guy would drown his sorrows in alcohol over a breakup? Now I was stuck figuring out how to get him home. Where did he even live? I'd never been to his place. A hotel? No way, leaving a drunk alone was asking for trouble if he choked on his vomit. Resigned, I hauled him to my apartment. Dragging Ryan's dead weight to my first-floor unit nearly killed me. Thank God I didn't live upstairs. Since when did he become such a lightweight? The guy used to outdrink clients without breaking a sweat. You've really outdone yourself. I grumbled, dumping him onto my single bed. Guess I'd be crashing on the couch tonight. Yanking off his shoes, I shoved 2 sober-up pills into his mouth. If you weren't such a tyrannical boss, maybe I wouldn't jump every time you glare. And how was I supposed to know Ironclad was your cringy gaming handle? I kept ranting while coding beside him. You'd better not fire me tomorrow. I'm useful, great at fetching coffee and debugging your messes. Wiping his face with a damp towel, I paused. Damn. He looked annoyingly perfect when he wasn't barking orders. My pulse quickened despite myself. Ryan had been my computer science senior, a prodigy who launched his startup with classmates before graduation. By senior year, their projects were netting 6 figures. I joined as a starry-eyed intern, constantly outshone by older peers. Years later, while others came and went, I'd clawed my way up to become his part-time assistant. Part-time because my main value was window dressing. Ryan needed a presentable woman for client meetings? That'd be me. Otherwise, I coded like everyone else. Surviving his cutthroat environment required 2 things, top-tier skills and a masochistic work ethic. Back in college, Flocks of women had thrown themselves at the campus legend. He'd politely dismantled their advances with performance reviews. Ever considered HR instead? He'd ask deadpan after critiquing their bug-ridden code. Eventually, only money-hungry grinders like me remained. I'd nursed this crush for years, marveling at his genius-level code while knowing we existed in separate universes. Confessing felt too risky. Why gamble steady income for romantic disaster? Morning light revealed Ryan looming over the couch like an angry statue. "Boss, you're awake." I scrambled up, plastering on innocence. "Why are you still here? Finished yesterday's task?" Workaholic to the core. "Done." I gestured at my laptop. He scrutinized the code without comment. I held my breath, mentally calculating rent money versus unemployment. Not bad. Just a few areas need tweaking. Hurry up and get ready. I'm starving. We'll grab breakfast first. He really had no manners. Not even bothering to ask how he ended up at my place. 15 minutes later, I sat with Ryan at the breakfast diner near my apartment complex. "Oh, Sophia. Is this your boyfriend?" Our nosy neighbor recognized me immediately, glancing between me and Ryan with a gossipy gleam. That auntie always knew how to hit awkward topics. No. This is my boss." I waved my hands frantically. "Then you'll be the future Mrs. Boss." She completely misinterpreted my denial. "Just boss. Regular boss." I insisted. "Don't be shy. I saw him staying over last night." The woman grinned triumphantly. "Tall and handsome too. Our Sophia's got good taste." I'd sworn the hallway was empty when I dragged Ryan inside last night. Resigned, I turned to Ryan. "Don't mind her. Elderly neighbors love making up stories." Not at all bothered. Ryan's lips curved slightly. "How did I get here yesterday?" Finally asking the obvious. "The hot pot restaurant staff called me. Couldn't find your place. So I brought you here." "Oh. I'm at Unit 601. Building 10. JUN Complex. Next time this happens, just drop me there." "Next time?" "Ryan." I took a deep breath. You shouldn't wallow in self-pity after being dumped. Focus on improving yourself. Better opportunities might come. My fate concern masked internal groaning about last night's chaos. "Is that so?" Ryan's amused gaze pinned me. I shifted under his scrutiny. "I mean, don't drown your sorrows in alcohol. It's unhealthy." "You? Caring about my health?" He scoffed. "Of course. Otherwise I wouldn't have picked you up." After breakfast, I drove Ryan to the office. "Your apartment's tiny. Don't I pay you enough?" He suddenly commented from the passenger seat. "Why need space when I'm just sleeping there? Comfort matters more." "Current rent? $1. 500. The company will subsidize another $1. 500. Move somewhere bigger. Your shoebox is barely livable." "Really?" My eyes lit up. "Just give me the cash instead. Don't need bigger space. But could use the money." "Why?" Ryan frowned. I blurted out my savings plan. "I want to buy my own place eventually. A small studio would be perfect." To me, Ryan was just the boss. Property ownership mattered more. "Can't give raises across the board. But I'll slip you some extra projects privately." "That's awesome. Thanks, boss." My dislike for Ryan instantly vanished. Working for a generous boss rocks. Sure, he's a bit of a workaholic. But the paychecks are legit. "Hey Alice. Why did the boss come in your car?" Front desk Lucy started gossiping the moment we reached the office entrance. "This girl's rumor radar never sleeps." "Oh. He'd been drinking and didn't want a DUI. Had me pick him up." I tossed out the excuse, definitely not mentioning Ryan actually crashed at my place last night. If that got out, God knows what twisted version would circulate by lunch. Our work-obsessed colleagues? Total gossip ninjas behind their professional masks. I'd barely settled at my desk when Ryan sent over a file, a friend's project request. $3,000. Yours if you want it. Should take maybe 3 days. I'll take it. You're the best. I spammed grateful emojis. Practically digitally prostrating. Ryan's permanent scowl hides a decent guy, always funneling these side gigs to cash-strapped staff. Harsh but fair. That's our boss. No working on it during office hours. We're assigning tasks for yesterday's signed project. Meeting in 5. The human grindstone struck again. Finally clocking out on time for once. My phone buzzed before I cleared the parking lot. Mom's caller ID flashed. Off work, sweetie? Your father and I are near your office. Let's grab dinner. Ecstatic they'd made the trip from their rural home. I raced over. The hotel private room's occupants stopped me cold, 3 strangers alongside my parents. Alice. Meet Mr. Smith. His wife. And their son. Mom beamed, oblivious to my frozen smile. The setup screamed ambush blind date. You could have warned me. I hissed through clenched teeth as we sat. We just bumped into them. Mom chirped, eyeing the sheepish Smith boy. Master's degree. Great job. You kids chat. I silently demolished my Kung Pao chicken. Nothing infuriates me more than having life decisions hijacked, especially when I'm freshly single from yesterday's breakup. Screw this matchmaking circus. The aftermath played predictably. Outside the hotel, parental fury erupted. You embarrassed us. People will think we raised you wrong. Raised me wrong? Perfect. I stormed off. Their shouts echoing. Some family reunion. I scoffed and snapped. Using such underhanded tactics to trick me into coming here is utterly ridiculous. Not only were they furious with me, but I was also steaming mad. What kind of attitude is this? My parents looked ready to burst a vein. This is my attitude. I shot back. If you ever ambush me with another blind date again, I'll make sure to offend every single one of them so badly that you'll be the ones dying of embarrassment next time. Our shouting match paused abruptly when a Maybach pulled up beside us. I glanced sideways and recognized Ryan's car immediately. Sure enough, the CEO stepped out moments later, his sharp gaze sweeping over our tense trio. What are you doing here? Ryan asked with his usual composed demeanor. Just having dinner with my parents. I mumbled, hurriedly smoothing my ruffled feathers. Mom. Dad. This is Ryan Grant. My boss at Grant Technologies. My parents' rage evaporated instantly. Dad practically lunged to shake Ryan's hand, beaming like a lottery winner. Mr. Grant. We're so grateful you're mentoring our Alice at work. Alice is a valuable team member. Ryan replied diplomatically, though I caught his subtle eye roll. Our company prioritizes employee well-being, so you needn't worry. I sidled closer and whispered, why are you really here? Sir? Client dinner. Stick around if you're free, some Shanghai investors you should meet. Before I could respond, my parents practically shoved me toward him. Don't let us keep you from work. Sweetheart. They hailed a taxi with suspicious haste, abandoning me to my fate. The moment their cab disappeared, Ryan's polite mask shattered. His glare could have frozen molten steel. Care to explain this charade? Dinner. Obviously. I crossed my arms, refusing to admit the humiliating blind date setup. His eyes narrowed but he said nothing, leading me back into the hotel where I endured 2 excruciating hours of playing perfect assistant, pouring drinks, laughing at stale jokes, and silently praying the investors wouldn't notice my untouched wine glass. Your assistant isn't drinking? A flushed executive shoved a tumbler of baijiu in my face. She's allergic. Ryan intercepted the glass, downing the liquor in 1 gulp. Then you'll need 3 more to make up for it. The man sloshed another quadruple shot. I watched in horror as Ryan drank 2 more glasses. Hadn't he nearly alcohol poisoned himself at last night's networking event? Stop. I'll drink it. But he'd already emptied the 3rd shot. Miraculously, 30 minutes later, all 3 investors lay comatose at the table while Ryan remained disturbingly coherent. Call staff to haul them upstairs, he ordered, barely slurring. Are you insane? You can't keep. His chuckle cut me off. You think that last carafe was real baijiu? He tapped the empty decanter. Filtered water after the first 3 rounds. My jaw dropped. You've been faking this whole time? Standard protocol. He adjusted his cufflinks. The ghost of a smirk playing on his lips. You'll learn. Depends. If the client can't hold their liquor, I'll drink straight. But when dealing with pros who can down multiple bottles, gotta cheat or I'd be dead by midnight. So Ryan knew his limits after all. Why not bring more colleagues to help drink? Had some lined up. But when you showed up, I sent them home. Was this intentional? Ditching backup drinkers to trap me as his audience? Boss, let me drive your car back first. I reached for Ryan's keys, planning to shuttle him home before retrieving my own vehicle. Leave the car. Just get me home, I need to be back here at dawn. My compact sedan became our ride. Ryan, buzzed yet coherent, navigated with occasional slurred directions. Watching him sacrifice his liver for deals stirred unexpected protectiveness. Our 3-month online relationship might have been work-driven, but those countless babes felt real. Why were you really there tonight? Ryan demanded as we reached his condo complex, making no move to exit. Just dinner. My pulse spiked. Did he suspect something? He snorted, stumbling toward the building. I caught his arm, steadying him upstairs. After dumping him on the sofa, I turned to leave. His hand snapped around my wrist like a steel trap. Boss? Seated yet radiating dominance. Ryan stared up. Catch the kitty, that's your old coding forum handle. Ice flooded my veins. I deleted that account. Nope. Really? His phone flashed with my infamous anonymous post, accidentally dating my CEO online. Help? Not me. I yanked uselessly against his grip. Alice. His voice turned arctic. Last chance. Why the charade? I didn't. Forgot I majored in cybersecurity? He flung my hand away. Traced your IP. Saw your deleted posts. Explain. Now. Tears welled. Just wanted free tech advice. Never meant to catfish my boss. Why lie when I asked directly? He cornered me against the wall. Stone cold sober. Scared. I whispered. I trembled, not daring to speak out of turn. Am I that terrifying? Ryan pinned me against the wall with his arm, demanding an answer. A little. I whispered timidly, nervously watching his face mere inches from mine. My heart pounding so hard I feared it might leap from my throat. So there wasn't an ounce of genuine feeling when you pursued that online relationship with me? Ryan continued interrogating without mercy. The strong scent of alcohol made my head swim. Mr. Grant. I was wrong. I know I messed up. I'll never do it again, I pleaded softly. I asked if you ever felt anything real for me. There was a tiny bit before, but not anymore. And there never will be. I kept begging for mercy. Ryan's intense gaze burned into me, his silence stretching uncomfortably long before he finally spoke again. Mr. Grant, I murmured. Why? Am I not good-looking enough? He shook his head with bitter self-deprecation. An unusual vulnerability surfacing. Don't countless people online suggest you become the boss's wife? Isn't that what you want? Of course I want that. The problem is, I blurted before biting my tongue. How could I admit I feared his rejection? If you want it, then you're officially Mrs. Boss now. My jaw dropped. What? I said starting now. You're the boss's wife. Ryan repeated firmly, those piercing eyes never leaving mine. I stared in disbelief. Had he actually acknowledged our relationship? Originally, I avoided office romances to prevent power imbalance accusations and protect you from gossip. That's why I kept my distance. He explained while I stood dumbfounded. But after your relentless online flirtations despite my repeated rejections, I figured why not. I kept waiting for the right moment to reveal myself. How could you miss such obvious clues? What clues? My confusion deepened. My forum username matches my WeChat ID. Didn't you notice? But my WeChat has your contact name saved. I weakly opened the app, finally noticing his actual username, Iron Warrior. I cringed internally at the cringeworthy alias. So what now? Exactly what you wanted, we're dating. Those breakup messages you sent without my consent don't count. No way. I won't let you boss me around both at work and after hours. I stood my ground, determined not to back down this time. Fine. How about this, you listen to me during work hours, and I'll follow your lead after clocking out? Promise? Hope surged through me. Promise. To my astonishment, Ryan actually conceded. Was he serious about this? My heart raced wildly, the emotions I'd tried to suppress now flooding back uncontrollably. We can date, but no going public. I bargained. Then what's the point? A secret relationship. Why the secrecy? The whole office gossips nonstop. I refuse to become their lunchtime entertainment. Ryan pouted before adding, fine. Keep it quiet. But I get a kiss. Before I could respond, Ryan lowered his head, his warm lips meeting mine in a tender yet passionate kiss. Our secret office romance had barely lasted 2 weeks before getting exposed. During a company meeting when Ryan accidentally projected his phone screen, his text chat history revealed the glaringly obvious pinned contact labeled wifey, complete with my unmistakable selfie profile picture. The entire conference room instantly turned to stare at me, every colleague recognizing that photo. Is your wife Alice? Boss? Some bold soul actually dared ask. I sank lower in my seat, mortified. Ryan calmly continued adjusting the presentation. Yes. Alice and I are together now. But didn't rumors say you got dumped recently? The relentless office gossips pressed. I shot Ryan warning looks to shut up. He simply smiled. We had a rough patch, but worked through it. Our relationship's solid now. Wolf whistles erupted through the room. Ryan's gaze swept the crowd. That means no more cheating speculation. Anyone spreading nonsense gets pay deducted. Colleagues hastily changed subjects. Post-meeting, we got swarmed. When's the wedding? They demanded. Ryan shrugged. My wifey decides. Suddenly all eyes were on me. Soon. I deflected. Just need to recoup all those wedding gifts we've given out over years. Ryan nodded solemnly. I've contributed plenty too. High time for returns. Ryan's POV, hi everyone. I'm Ryan Grant. I've known Alice Johnson since college days when recruiting campus talent for my startup. At first, I dismissed the stunning girl as another pretty face until she became my hardest working intern, treating every project like her life's mission. Unlike other girls who'd flirt during work hours, Alice maintained professional distance. When admirers approached, she shut them down cold. I hid my growing feelings, terrified of scaring her off. Discovering her active on my own tech forum, she never realized I founded it, was hilarious. When she DM'd my moderator account asking to date, I played along, never expecting her to ghost after 3 months. Hacking her weak firewall, embarrassing for a senior engineer. I found her forum posts. The clueless girl didn't recognize me despite multiple real-life hints. Was she intentionally ignoring my advances? The frustration nearly drove me mad. I couldn't take it anymore. With liquid courage fueling me, I laid all my cards on the table with her. Thank God it worked out, she's my girlfriend now. Though our start was unconventional. I can tell her feelings for me are genuine.